Our main focus is public safety. We want everyone to enjoy the Easter weekend responsibly, whether it's attending church, family event, or just relaxing. Our officers will be out in full force to ensure that safety to all citizens and visitors are ongoing. We have in the studio this morning with me, I have Superintendent David and Inspector Keynes. They're no stranger to the listening and viewing audience. So they're here to tell us about the different activities and also to plead to the public to be safe and to be responsible. So I'll have Inspector Keynes introduce himself and tell us a bit about why he's here, and also Superintendent David will also do the same.
Thanks, Sergeant Oden. Good morning to ZIZ family, and of course to Mr. GQ. I am here on representing Division B. That division stretches from Ross University Digat all the way over to Lodge Village in Digat, next to the BAT by the Chinese supermarket. Now we have in Division B the usual or the Easter Hub City Festival that will be held in Sandy Point, and it started on the 29th of March. It climaxes on the 26th of April, that is next week, Saturday. And that is why I'm here to ensure that we educate and inform the public as to what is happening and what we will do and what we expect them to do to help keep the areas and keep the festivities incident-free for all to enjoy and participate.
Good morning to everyone. JQ, Inspector Keynes, Sergeant Oden, our listening and viewing friends out there in social media and electronic when we talk about radio and television. I am Superintendent Lyndon David, Division Officer for Division A, and my sphere of responsibility lies from the gut there at Ross, call it French Gut, travel to Boston, go down to Lodge Village. At the gut, we have Frigate Bay and St. Peter's area. Well, we are looking also at various activities that will be taking place in Division A, and it's numerous. However, one that is outstanding is the usual aquatic sport event by Zach Nesbitt. And when we look at that, it will be on Monday, the 21st. And it's from in the morning to in the afternoon. And my understanding, there will be various activities that will stimulate the excitement in many persons who attend and who will be participating. So I will be here to also share some safety tips and guidance regarding to crime, violence, and also road safety.
Thank you so much, Inspector Keynes and Superintendent David. Yes, we're expecting increase in activities at the popular beaches, church services, fun days, family fun days, and several local entertainment events. These include beach lines at the South, the Peninsula, Connery, and they also a community celebration in St. Peter's where there are basketball camp for children, and also we have some NBA players that would also be here. We are urging the public to stay tuned to local announcements for updates. We are going to go into the public safety and law enforcement. What safety measures will be put in place by the police to ensure safety over the Easter weekend?
Well, we, as mentioned earlier, we look at continue to patrol the areas, foot and mobile. We know that there will be a number of activities, especially where they have a lot of patrons. We have to ensure safety and security there, and also we have road safety as well to look at. One of the things we're going to ensure is that we visit them as well, visit these events, and ensure that persons are there to enjoy themselves as opposed to persons going in to mar that event. And this program as well is part of that public safety
Definitely.
that we're going to do. That we're going to ensure that we have taking place so that persons can hear us, see us, ask questions as well, and even commend or even say something, okay, you need to improve in that area.
Inspector Keynes.
Now, the activities in Sandy Point, it was organized and geared with the intention of bringing all together, and we have to ensure that that is done. Therefore, the police should be concentrating on the smooth flow of traffic. So we are appealing to persons in the area to park off the main road. That's from all the way up by the gas station all the way over to Ken in that area, Ken home in that all the way up to the line gate. Use the back roads for traveling, and also the officers will be on the ground to ensure that we maintain a presence both at the activities and in the surrounding areas, patrolling and ensure it is done. We also call on the community to assist us while we are on the road. If they see something or they see something looking suspicious out of the norm, inform somebody. Call the police number, and I guess Sergeant will give us more to speak on that. But call the station, call somebody, call the ex-police, call the pastor. Share the information, because every lead can lead to the success of detecting and bringing a crime to where it ought to be in the court of law, where justice is meted out. So we're calling on all. It's an all hand on deck, because the purpose of the meetings is to bring everybody together. We need time to come together, and I believe it is a good time, the Easter time, when love and goodwill should be always in the air. Thank you, Sarge.
Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. I love that Inspector Kane say something, say something, because most times persons see something, don't say something. And then the life that you save might be your very own, you know, so it is important. And yes, it is a holistic effort. Everybody, all hands on deck in order to make our communities and our country a safe one. What advice do you have for persons attending beach parties, fetes, or even family gatherings during this time?
Well, for me, do not drink alcohol and go into the water.
Right.
Do not drink alcohol and go on, what you call them, jet skis, or even be captain a boat for fun. Also, do not overeat and then go in the water. If you cannot swim, stay very close to the shore. Don't go in waters above your shoulders. And persons who can swim, ensure that you're also looking out. We know we do not have lifeguards on our beaches, but we want persons to look out for each other. Young children, I know some of you are good swimmers, some are not, but those of you who think you can swim the best, this is not the time to show your skill out there. We do hope, though, that the water will be as such that it will encourage persons to have a smooth wave and swim safely. But once you see the water is choppy, you want persons to take note of that and swim responsibly. When it comes to events, we're also saying, in terms of alcohol consumption, alcohol can make persons behave in a particular way.
Yeah.
And also we know that many persons, they also smoke cigarette, they smoke cigar, and marijuana. Marijuana is one of the things that we are concerned about, smoking in public, and some people have the edibles as well. And they provide intoxicating effect. So the person may feel like I can use it and get better at whatever I do, it affects your body. So we're saying to persons, whatever you're doing, eating food, drinking alcohol or drinking juice, dancing and swimming, it must be done responsibly. And parents, safeguard the children while they're out there participating in these activities.
I like that what Superintendent would have said, but I would add a bit more and remind us all that our safety is in our own hands. Therefore, I would advise to invest. I remember the days we used to invest in a tube, you know. And if you have to tie a rope on the beach, have it staked down. So if you can't get back in, you pull it in. Or invest in those things you put over your arms to ensure you stay buoyant. Or to invest in a life jacket. Or better still, these activities coming up every year. Learn to swim. Spend $50, $60 per week, a month. It would give you would reap the benefit. I mean, spend out with the benefit. Also, we want you to remember, you have to remember or to think, I need to get home in the evening. So whatever you do, be responsible. So if you're going to drink, sleep it off. Don't drive. If you must drink, just lie in the grass and sweat it out. But don't attempt to drive because you may not get home. We'll be on the road, yes, but the damage might have been done already, and we don't want to come and have to run a measuring. We want to ensure that you sleep it out and you go home if you must drink. But your safety lies with you first and first of all.
There's something else we'd like to add. This is a time also where people fly kites.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying to persons as well, and I believe Skelec may say something, but we do not want people to fly kites near our electrical wires.
Right.
People use different materials to attach to the kite and have them in the air. Some people use thread, some people use nylon, which is much thicker, some people use fishing line. And we want persons to go to the designated areas and fly your kite. We want persons to ensure that when they fly the kite, you know, when I was small, persons would get a particular kite and knock on your kite, and then to show you your kite is stronger.
You put razor on it to cut them.
Yeah, man, cut them.
Razor.
And I could never forget over Mount Carmel Baptist Church, I told to my students the other day, they used to make some big kite. Pastor Kelvin Jones, he's now deceased.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his team, I think Brother Webb as well. And these kites were bigger than children. And when they put those in the air, one person couldn't put them up in the air. I never see that happen before. But I know we have kite competitions around. Mm-hmm. So let us compete with good sportsmanship. Also, too, we have some of our young men. They may watch NASCAR, IndyCar, driving, and motorsport and so forth. You want to ride your bike on a road, a public road. You're racing and you're dialing, as we would say, and then you start to pop wheelie. Dangerous. Then you're in your car. You want to prove your car is like a motorcycle. As you press down, it respond. And you can overtake around all sorts of corners. We're saying that just drive safely at the road. Remember, it's not you alone on the road. I said it previously, I'm going to say it again. If you want to do these things, get together, lobby government, get a piece of land, and design it in particular way so you can use that. In Nevis, they have a jack strip. You're going to jack strip. But whatever you want to do, see if government will support you with that, but not on our public roads, because there are other road users who are not participating in that activity that is highly dangerous to other motorists.
Thank you so much. I hope that as your voices echo through the airways, that persons listen keenly and obey. We want persons to enjoy the Easter weekend, but stay alert. Keep your personal items secure. If you're drinking, smoking, get a designated driver if you plan to drink, and look out for each other. Let's work together to prevent incidents before they happen. This is very much important, and this also makes the police work very much easier. As we speak about see something, say something, we speak about road safety, we speak about being responsible for self. We know that we don't have any lifeguards on the sea. How could a citizen or visitor report suspicious activities or emergency during the Easter weekend?
We now have technology. We would like to encourage persons, if you can take a snap of it, or you can make a video clip. We know as soon as something happens, everybody, they don't want to pay attention to, what you call it there, the safety of the person. They will start videoing. We're saying sometime before you video that in the social media, you can send it to a police officer who can cause an immediate response and quick investigation. But once it's out in social media, sometimes there will be a delay in such a way that by the time as we get there, it's already over, right? And somebody might die.
Yeah.
So we're saying these are some of the ways. You can also take up the telephone, call a friend who is a police officer, even call a friend who knows a police officer as a friend. And police officer, here I'm speaking about any rank. The commissioner for certain will welcome a call, the deputy, the assistants, the superintendents, inspector ranks, the sergeant ranks, the corporals, and the constables. So we're saying don't look at a previous experience, look at current.
Right.
That could deal with current and also enhance the future. God spare life. Also, too, we are saying to persons, also be a part of the solution.
Yes.
Sometimes I could be able to tell Mr. Keynes, look, leave the little boy alone, as opposed to just stand there and don't want to say anything. And like I said before, if you're not going to say anything to Mr. Keynes, then you can call somebody who then can say, Mr. Keynes, what's up here, man? So we're saying that it's a, as mentioned earlier, it's an all-societal approach to ensure St. Kitts and Nevis remains a safe place.
Thank you so much. Is there, during the Easter season, we're just going to have this last question before we take a break. During the Easter season, the Easter weekend, will there be any restriction for the hub activity that you're having?
Yes. During the Easter, that's Jove Monday, no parking will be permitted on the Island Main Road in Sandy Point. So all parking will be off-road, and the traffic will flow on the off-roads also. We'll be on the ground to reroute the traffic, and I hope and pray that we get it right so we can have all the signage for next year, God's spare, so persons can be aware of the route. But Sandy Point has adequate and back roads that can easily and safely accommodate the flow of traffic in the area. And one thing I want to reiterate, it is not the speed. The road might be a little narrow, but if you take your time and go through, you will pass. Because I said all the time, we boast about the cruise ship, the ship comes in with 300 cars and made the headline news. But they were neatly packed and not one scratch. So, and they packed them there in a tight space. So we are saying if you take your time and just live and let live, ease and let somebody go, we'll have a safe space. And before we close, one of the problem we're having, I don't want to talk too much traffic because I'm not a traffic anymore, but I recognize coming from these side roads and even the roundabouts, everybody keep just piping or we say speeding. But it's a first come, first serve. So if I'm coming from St. Peter's and Mr. David coming from the western end, I'm there already at the giveaway, I should go before him. But we're not getting it right. So we are saying, just take it easy on the road. Let your brother live, because first come, first serve at the giveaway, at the roundabouts. And this is what we want to see on the roadways during this festive season.
Thank you so much. And we're going to break now. When we come back, you can call and ask questions. We have the superintendent and the inspector, men full of knowledge. So we'll be right back.
Now, tell me what you think about equal rights for all. You ready? You ready? Let's go!
St. Kitts and Nevis, get ready. The second edition of the Jesus in the City Parade and Festival is coming to Warner Park Bastille on Saturday, May 17th, 2025. Join thousands of believers from across the Federation and the Caribbean as we unite in a powerful celebration of love for God and love for people through music, the arts, and the culture. The festivities kick off at 11 a.m. with the parade leaving Warner Park at 12 noon and moving along city streets, returning to the park for a grand concert celebration. Be a part of this unforgettable experience. Enter a float or group or become a sponsor. Visit JesusInTheCity.com to get involved.
Good morning to everyone and welcome back to Policing With You. I am your host, Charmaine O'Dane. With me I have Inspector Keynes and Superintendent David. We're basically talking about the different activities that is being hosted for the Easter weekend and pleading with the public. If you see something, say something, be your brother's keeper. As much as possible, try and be safe. We're gonna go in, Inspector Keynes didn't want to touch it, but he has to touch it, into road safety. This is very important, especially for our long festive weekend. This is a time where a lot of people would go out on the road, they're in their festive mood, even going to church. Church also have a lot of activities going on. What is the message do you have for drivers? I know we said it before, but you can't say it enough. That is how it is. You can't say it enough. What is the message do you have for our drivers for this weekend?
The message to all is to be safe and first and foremost to observe the laws of the land. The law of the land is 20 miles per hour in the built-up residential area and 40 in the outskirts. You might say, 40 is too slow. But the impact at 60 would be more severe than the impact at 20 or 40. The impact at 20 would not be so great. You might survive, but at 40 and beyond, you're likely to suffer injuries that would cost you and the entire state. And it might cost your very life. It might cost you for your family. They might have to look after you for the rest of your life. You might be a vegetable. So think about your safety. Take it into your hands. And don't vex with the police if they stop you. It is to safeguard you from something bigger. The police stops you today, say, yes, officer, and look at it as a plus because he's saving you from down the road. Today you get away, as the old people said, every day bucket goes to the well. One day the bucket bottom will drop, and your bottom will drop one day.
Thank you so much. You want to go on the headphone? Good morning. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
I'm calling from New York City. I'm a son of the Federation. And when I was home, I used to be a champion swimmer on Easter Monday.
Awesome.
My sister Dumpling and my brother Jam Down. This is Sonny Boy. And I wish I was home to participate because every Easter I used to win a lot at the pier. We used to swim at the pier. So a lot of people have only ever known me. My nickname is Sonny Boy. Okay, thank you. I'm enjoying the rest of the show. Inspector Sue.
Thank you so much for calling. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We have another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning. Happy Easter to everyone.
Good morning.
Same to you, thanks.
I am glad Mr. Keynes is on the radio because I am depending on him to inform the taxi men, the tour operators, the private taxi owners to cut out this worthless parking in corners. And I'm speaking chapter 1 from down in the Stone Throat River. You talk to the traffic department, the Old Road police station, and no one is doing anything. All the time they're going to park in the corner and create a serious impediment to traffic. Mr. Keynes, I'm hoping you can tell these drivers that when you create an impediment to traffic and there's an accident, you're liable. Thank you very much.
Caller, you're correct. They can be charged for obstructing the free flow of traffic. And in a civil case, they would have to answer because they caused the obstruction, and you have to bring them in the mix. So we'll use this to inform them, to remind them that they will not walk away scot-free. They will have to bear some of the responsibility for your injuries or your damage to your vehicle, as the case might be. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, caller, and thank you, Inspector Keynes, for educating. I guess you will also enforce it as you go back to your district. We're going to go back to the question as to what message do you have for drivers this weekend?
One of the things I would like to say is that speed is not relevant at this time. Our roads are built in a particular way that as you accelerate, you have to decelerate. And as soon as you wink, a vehicle right there. So therefore, we have to be more cautious. We have to ensure that it is not we alone on the road. And we have to ensure that persons who are consuming alcohol, as mentioned before, best to have a designated driver, or as Mr. Kane said, rest it out. Once you are found driving while under the influence of alcohol, that's an offense. You can be taken into custody, or you can be summoned, depending on the circumstance. We're also appealing to our young men, those who ride the pedal bikes, because I know during this time as well, you have a lot of persons ride bikes to and from beaches, and will be popping wheelie, doing all sorts of things on the road, and many vehicles are moving about. So we're saying to them, popping wheelie is an offense. You're riding a bike with one wheel on the road, and that should not be. We're also appealing to the motorcyclists. There are some who may drive around the island and go various areas. Some of them even recording themselves doing stunts on the road. But the main road is not a place for that. Safety comes first, and we're encouraging you to be safe on the road. Also as well, pedestrians, utilize the road safely. Look left and right again before you cross. The crossings, yes, the crossings permit you to cross safely, but you cannot do it when a vehicle almost reaches the crossing. That can create a problem. It's a mechanically propelled vehicle. Response time from the driver as well, also a factor when it will stop. Our traffic signs in Bastille, when the do not walk sign is there, or the sign says stop, do not cross. You jaywalk and you get struck. That's another story by itself. But we're saying to persons, just adhere to the rules of the road, and you will be safe, and others will also experience safety on the road as well.
Yes, thanks, Soap. As I've reiterated, we're looking at what the law states, and laws must adhere to, or else we have everybody doing as they like. And the laws of the land says 20 miles. The laws of the land say no drink and drive. The laws of the land say if you do this is what will happen. And we cut down the middle, and if you fall on the wrong side of the law, if you transgress the law, you will die. You will die because the speed will cause you to kill yourself. And so before you die, we'll have to take care of you by taking you before the court of law. And if you have to ask that you be revoked, ask that you be off the road for 12 months, 6 months, then the law would apply. But in the same vein, we'll be out there to ensure we do what the law says. We are the guardian of the law. We're supposed to be there to ensure the law is followed by the letter of the law.
We have a call, so we're going to take that call. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning to you all. One voice I recognize other than the host is Mr. Keynes, Inspector Keynes. But good morning to every one of you all.
Good morning, sir.
Just before Mr. Keynes spoke, the officer, the voice I'm recognizing like an inspector. I like what he's saying about the bicycle. You know why? Only when things like these are said, not necessarily from the police, but anyone, I can at least respond. Only last week, a young man on the bicycle was coming from police station and on Keon Street. You know what he did? He went across to go Punwood instead of coming around the roundabout, and then turned back and went up the same curve he took to go and come up to Wellington Road. There were vehicles in the stop sign waiting for the traffic light to change. You know which one of the vehicles I recognized that was in the front? A police truck. A police was in it. I was on my way up onto Wellington Road. And if what he's saying does make sense, that I understand, and anyone else, and accept what he's saying is the truth, Why couldn't that police officer just stop him and explain to him what he had done, tell him what he did was wrong? So you know what? I've said before, the police does a good job, you know. You all does good things, but some of you all are encouraging things because what I saw that I'm speaking about now, that police officer encouraged him to do it again because he didn't tell him it's wrong. Case in point, on the 21st of January, there was a traffic accident of a motorbike and an SUV at the junction of the bottom of 4th Street facing National Museum. Right in front, Bank of Nevis in St. Kitts. You heard what I said? Bank of Nevis in St. Kitts. You know what the inspector of police who was there said? To the motorist, not to the bike rider, the SUV chauffeur. He's wrong. I don't know if the law changes, but I know any man who may have been taken to court definitely is innocent until proven guilty, if what it sounds like the American law or philosophy. When a man goes to court, the magistrate is listening for the evidence, looking about what he believes had took place, hearing what it sounds like, and judging from that to prove me or anyone else are guilty and are wrong. No police officer has no right to tell no one in an accident they're wrong until they go to court. The magistrate does that. I was very disappointed about that inspector of officer. I'm not going to mention his name. I'm someone who don't normally call names. I don't do that because some people do feel uncomfortable. It's okay, but he know who he is. I know who it was. It was unfortunate that he had to tell the motorist he's wrong, and then he tell the bike man, I'm going to call him later. What does that sound like? Preferential treatment are given? Really? Officers, you know, I know, and everyone who hear me usually call these programs knows that I have said before, and I will always continue to say, you all do a good job. But when these things happen, I get very uncomfortable and feel somewhat threatened because it could be me if I was told I was wrong, and I know I'm not wrong. But these things have not, no right, should not be practiced, and would not and should not be encouraged. I must thank you all for listening and have a good day. Goodbye.
Thank you for that, caller.
Well, just let me make a plug here. I know years ago, I don't Superintendent David remembers, but Superintendent David met a young man one evening riding his bike without light, without bell, and Superintendent gave him the book. I was a prosecutor then in Bastille Magistrate Court. Mm-hmm. So I know Superintendent David and others out there upholding the law. We're living according to what is expected, and we hold ourselves at high. So the public that is who hold us and expect good things of us, and we are keeping to that, what the public expects of us. So we will get it right. We're going to get there, and we're appealing to the youngsters to enforce the law at all times.
Thank you so much. Yes, we want you guys to enjoy, I can't stop saying it, enjoy your Easter weekend. Please continue to drive carefully, do not speed, don't drink and drive, and wear your helmet. While I'm on that page, are there any specific road safety when it comes to parents carrying children or driving with children,
As the law indicates that children of a particular age, especially infants, should be in a child safety seat at the back, and those who are older or any other passenger at the front should be restrained with the seatbelt, and the driver as well, and also persons using the phone whilst driving, and persons who may have heavily tinted vehicles. And what I see some persons do, and when they see the police, they will try to make adjustment. They now have curtain cloths or whatever you call them in the vehicle. Those are part of tinting, and we're saying the person wants to do that for whatever reason, You may not be able to look through and see your rearview mirror to see what is behind of you. So you can make a right turn, or you can see when the person is overtaking you. But we're saying just comply with the law. Don't try to invent things to make it difficult or whatever. We're also saying to that there are parents who may have speakers in their vehicle and they play them very loud and children can be inside there, and at that age you can damage their ears and you yourself are being affected by that noise. So we are saying to parents with children in their vehicle, just adhere to the rules of the road and everything will be well with you and your child or children.
I answer by saying this, Sergeant Odin. If you drive and your hand is holding a baby, and for some other reason somebody drives bad and you try to be a defensive driver, your first reaction is to brace yourself. You forget about the child because that instinct comes in. Think about your baby slamming against the dashboard, which is very hard, at 40 miles an hour. You're throwing that child at 40 miles an hour against the dashboard. He's likely to have head injuries, broken bones. How would you live with that for the rest of your life? Think about you fail to pay $200, $300. And now it is no fears to bring in a car seat. Think about, because you look at the money and you fail to do what is expected of you, and the child dies, or a child is injured for life because you fail to pay $500. How would you live with that? Your conscience will take care of you. So we're saying do what is right and ensure safety, because your hands must be free, because if something happens, you're going to let it go. Forgetting the trial, and we're saying take care of your own, take care of your family. At the end of the day, you want to return home. And while Superintendent David, the last point he made, was it so? I'm trying to just give some feedback on that.
Well,
but
the parents with the children, regardless of the children who are infants who should be in the
yes,
child seat, they should be in them well restrained, and others who can go to the front, they must be restrained by the seat belt.
Yes.
And the use of phones.
Yes.
And one of the things I missed was that there are some motorcyclists, especially scooters, they also have children in them. Some put them in front of them, some put them behind and holding on tight. And we would like that to be discouraged.
But so if a child is in front of a scooter, it is automatic the child is riding the scooter.
Indeed.
You become the pillion rider. Therefore means that the police can arrest you who permits that to happen, because the child, of course, is Darlene Capax. He's not capable of committing that crime. So until we start to remind them and to do that, but the law, again, some people have 3 persons on a bike, 3 persons on a scooter. It's wrong. And we're going to address that, and wherever we see that, we're going to do whatever the law requires and gives us the authority to do in that vein.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So yes, road safety is very important, and we as police officers would throw the book at you. We're asking you to be responsible, not only for yourself, but for others on the road. We're going to have basically talk about the community prevention before we wrap up. I have 1 or 2 questions here. We know during these long weekends we normally have little crimes popping up. We often see break-ins and fights, public disturbance. What or how can the public help to prevent these things from happening?
Actually, for sure, like we said, in the Sandy Point district, in the Basta district, these activities are geared to bring camaraderie, sportsmanship, and it is amazing. People who played football back in the 60s and the 80s, they would say, boy, my father, Birdseye, was from Newtown, he was a footballer, and he played football with him. And we have that bond. And we're trying to get the children to bond together and grow old together. we want to have an aging population. You go old. It's even school GQ and we 60s and we celebrate the birthdays. We want you to go old together. Not that some are gone because of fights. So we are asking to have that camaraderie. The greasy pole, try to get the harm, may the best man win, the best swimmer, the strongest swimmer, the good boxer. And we're trying to build camaraderie. So if we look at that, I believe we'll foster goodwill and we go a long way. So we are appealing to all to look at the good of it. You get a few dollars, yes, and you show I'm stronger than him by muscle strength. Next time around, superintendent might beat me in taekwondo, but I might beat him in swimming. And we have that. That's what we're looking for, right?
Yes, definitely.
Indeed. When I look at it as well, also is that conflict resolution. One of the things I'm observing a lot of domestic issues, and some persons are not resolving them well. Some persons resolve into threats and physical activities towards each other. Some cast stuff out of the house and damage stuff, and then at the end of the day, someone may have to leave the house. We're saying you get involved because of love, and you as a child, your parent love you, and we're seeing some parental abuse coming in. You know, we have the child abuse, the adult to the child. We now have the child to the adult, and sometimes you have an adult child. And for some reason, you have to understand, as an adult child and an aging parent, that they are aged diseases. Some of them, they cause some mental challenges, and you have to know how to cope and avoid you getting physical with your parent. Those of us who are religious, you will understand that when children do these things to their children, they're cursing themselves. You know, they're cursing themselves. And since we're in the Holy Week, go to church, remember God. Issues may come, but God is always there. Pray to Him. Go to someone who knows more. Read the Bible. But then guess what? No one knows more than each other with prayer. Just a simple prayer, God knows and answers. So I am encouraging persons, be good at conflict resolution. Walk away. You know this song with Kenny Rogers, The Gambler? You have to know when to hold a good hand. You have to know when to let go. And that's what life is all about. We have to know when to hold good things, let go of the bad things. Even if it is a friend, you have to let go, because the friend is no longer a friend to you anymore. But we still have to be neighborly, as the Word of God says. So you have to pray for, build bridges, get back on track. Also, I will like to say that when it comes to the beach as well, parents have to ensure that they are on the lookout for varying things. Children wander abroad, and things happen to them. Children at the water, things happen to them. So all in all, we just need the all societal approach to ensure safety and security in all the events that will be taking place throughout the Federation at this time.
Thank you so much. We're going to wrap up now. So let's not forget what Easter is about. Renewal of love and connection. Use this time to bond with families, show love to others, and enjoy the simple things in life. It is very important for our communities to stay strong when we act in unity and respect. Let's celebrate peacefulness and be mindful how our actions affect each other. Yes, if anything, see something. You can call 911 for any emergency. You can also reach out to our nearest police station. For anonymous reports, you can call the Crime Stoppers at 707. It's available 24/7. We want to thank you guys for coming, Superintendent David and Inspector Keynes, for your wealth of knowledge that you have showered us with this morning. I want to thank GQ and ZIZ for having us. For you, the listening and viewing audience, thank you for joining us this morning. I am your host, Shaminuddin. Have a blessed and safe weekend.
Rise Radio, the pulse of the Eastern Caribbean.